Jason, I'm not sure if you know this, but it's hot this summer.
Yeah, I've noticed.
Yeah, me too. I live somewhere where it's extremely hot. And I am about to do an outdoor activity for like the entire day coming up this week. And I am debating purchasing the like weirdest, dorkiest thing that I don't think I ever thought I would buy. But I'm thinking about getting a neck fan.
Okay. I can imagine a lot of things when you say neck fan.
Okay.
Do you mean like the thing that kind of bends around your neck and like has little like tusks that come up with fans on them that blow at you?
Not quite that overt. Like it's not a tusk situation. They make them and they look more like a pair of like the Beats headphones that like all the football players wear.
Okay.
Like it's like those, like the slim Beats headphones if you wore them like just on your neck. So like if you took them off your ears and put them on your neck, it's kind of like that. So like where the earphones would be on the Beats, it's like fans. And then there's little holes all the way around kind of the neck band. And so the way they work is they force air through the neck band basically, and it blows it up at your ears and up at your, like the back of your head.
Okay, these sound way more reasonable than what I was thinking. So,
yeah, no, there is definitely a spectrum of these. I guess I'll say, because they range. So you can have these, of course, and then yes, you can do the ones you're talking about. There's also different hat variations that you can get, and I can't really do hats. Like my head is too large to do hats, but I was alerted to the fact that there is a hat that has little cutouts in it for little fans that have little solar panels on the top, which sounds like the dweebiest thing I could imagine. And I'm not looking at that. But this little neck fan situation is maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Like it's like $30 ish. So it's not like a major investment. But also I don't know if I want to like deal with it all day, and like they have a little rechargeable battery in them and like you have to charge them and stuff. So
will it last all day?
I don't think so. I think it'll probably have to be charged sometime midday, but like that's okay. Like I might have like a bag with me. I might bring a little battery pack or something, or a little plug or something.
Okay. I mean, I like this idea. I don't know that it would work well in actually keeping you cool in practice. And I don't know that it would end up being worth it, because I mean, like a towel that you douse in free water is maybe just as effective.
You're not wrong. Like the little cooling towel thing is probably just as good or better. There's also a version of this neck fan thing. I said that was $30. There's a different version where the regular price is almost $300.
Oh my God.
Where it has like little Peltier elements in it. So it's got like little cooling, like active cooling things to like shuttle the heat between, like to make cool. So basically is like a reverse heat sink where it has a little like fins inside of it, and it makes the metal cold, and then it blows air over them and it blows that at you. And like, I bet you that works pretty well. And based on some of the reviews, it says that, people are saying that it works pretty well. Right now it's on sale for, a really great deal of $200 instead of $300. But it's still way too expensive for what it would be. But don't worry, it has an AI cooling chip. So, there's that.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right. Wow. That's I'm sold. So the fact that you're even considering these things must mean it is, because you live in a hot place. It has to be so extraordinarily hot to even be considering this stuff.
Yes. My car in the last week, I think every time I've gotten into it when it's been like sitting outside in the sun, has been triple digits, like every single day.
Yeah. I get it. So let me know. These tiny, I'll call them lower profile ones could work, but I don't know. I'm still thinking that the low tech cool towel doused in water might be my way, because you can recharge that, right? You walk up. That's true.
It's very easy to recharge. Yes,
and you just put it back on your neck. And it's almost a piece of clothing. I don't know where you're going, but if you go on rides or whatever, you kind of just tuck it inside your shirt and you don't have to like do anything with it, or I don't know. That's going to be my vote.
Okay. All right. I think actually, I think we have some of those little cooling neck towel things in the house. I should go hunt those down, because that is a better option. You can like put it in your pocket if it's not dripping wet. Like you can kind of, it's a little bit more manageable, to your point, than some big plastic thing.
The other thing is, do not, I'll say for what I'm learning in hot weather is, do not underestimate the power of a full brimmed hat.
Oh, interesting. See, I have the aforementioned can't find a hat that fits problem, but like maybe I could like special order an extra large hat on Amazon or something.
Potentially. I mean, I know you wear ball caps. I don't tend to wear any hat at all, but I just a full brimmed, like cover my neck in shadow, or cover my neck and shoulders in a shadow, is going to be really powerful on a sunny day.
This is really unlocking some new ideas. I like this. I'm looking. There are many like foldable ones, like little floppy ones that kind of fold down really small. So that could be a good option.
Okay, well, you heard it here first on the P&A Video Gaming Podcast. How to say cool outside.
Yes, we are the forefront in how to go outside and touch grass.
Welcome to Pride and Accomplishment. My name is Jason.
And I'm Chris. This is episode 158.
Okay, early disclaimer in the episode. Obviously, by the way I sound, most likely I sound a little different because I'm in a different location. I'm recording on site somewhere else.
Wow.
So I will sound a little bit different, but the lengths we go to record this podcast, I have a little mic, or I have my actual normal mic set up in a hotel room. So, I mean, there's no sound dampening in this room. I probably sound terrible. But here we are. We're going to record an episode and edit and publish it all while I am not at home, just so we can remain on schedule.
Yes, it has been quite the logistical challenge to make this happen, but we are doing it for you, the listener.
Do you know why this has been a logistical challenge, Chris?
No, I don't.
It's a callback to our last episode, the time zones. The time zones, Chris.
Yes, time zones. Although
we should just get rid of them.
No, I don't think that was the conclusion. Well, you wanted to get rid of time zones. I don't want to get rid of time zones.
I know, but it is a callback. I mean, we're 2 hours apart, and that is adding a little bit to the challenge.
The funny thing is, we've done 12 hours apart, almost more successfully than this.
Yes, we have.
Anyway,
but with that travel, we do have some topics to talk about because with travel comes time to play games. Particularly on planes. So I think we both have some topics to talk about. However, we should first start with a game that we were both looking forward to play on our computer on Steam.
Yes. So Kaizen, A Factory Story, came out since our last episode. I purchased it on day one and played a decent bit of it in that first week. It has been very, very fun. I am now actually on the final level, and I will confess I opened the final level and said, I'm not going to do this right now. And I haven't really touched it in like a week.
Oh my gosh.
But I'd like to know what your thoughts are, because I know you were a little bit later to the party on that one, but we were talking a little bit about it when you were going through it. So how was your experience?
Yeah, so I did not buy it day one. I did buy it the first week, and I played it the first weekend. I think I'm near the end of Act 2, and I assume by the checkboxes that there are 6 acts, or whatever you want to call them. Is that an accurate guess?
Yes, yeah, those little checkboxes are the kind of like progression of what all there is. There's also, they're doing weekly bonus creations, or whatever you want to say. So like they're doing a weekly drop of extra things to build. So people were worried that there wasn't enough content, but they're doing an extra little bit.
That's cool.
At least for a while.
So I'm in the end of Act 2. So far, it's been very, very easy to complete the level. But playing after you, like I'm trailing you, has allowed me to see your stats as I finish the level.
Mm-hmm.
And I have found myself definitely redesigning to either, beat you or match you or match kind of the peak of the bell curve in the overall stats. So that has been fun. I mean, because there's a way to just solve the problem, and then there's a way to solve it kind of optimally. I've also found that particularly in the easier levels where there's lots of ways to do something, you can optimize for different variables. And I've found that fun because I've gone back and redesigned something for the minimum area. And then I said, okay, now that I've done the minimum area, can I do minimum cost, but the area doesn't matter? Or can I do minimum speed, but the area and cost don't matter? And like playing with the three sides of that triangle has been, I don't know, it's been kind of fun. Like I've come up and saved multiple solutions to a puzzle just to kind of experiment with different ways of doing it.
Nice. I think I've done that like once where I did like two solutions for something. So I've been a little bit more linear, I guess I'll say, like going from thing to thing to thing. It gets hard. Like it gets tough towards the end, especially if you are used to all of the like early levels where it's like, oh, you can do this in 4 steps or whatever. You get to, I did one where I actually had to scroll the little timeline on the bottom. Or maybe a couple
I didn't know it scrolled.
It scrolls. Yes. You right click on it it scrolls. So it gets bigger.
I mean, it's definitely, I mean, even in just Act 2, it took a difficulty jump for sure. I wouldn't say that they were terribly hard, but there were some where you're just like, okay, all of the puzzles in Act 1, you're like, I almost instantly know the answer. Like it takes me longer to build it than it does to think about what the solution is. And I would say that balance got a little harder in Act 2. And, you know, they were still easy puzzles but there were multiple ways to solve them. And you know, it kind of got my brain going a little bit. I can see, I see on the horizon what you're talking about. It can get very hard, and I'm excited for that. I think it's going to be good. It's delivered on everything I wanted it to. It's been the game I wanted it to be.
Yes, I think that's really, it is like true to the demo, and the demo did not disappoint with what the actual experience is. It is maybe a little short, but also not really. Like I definitely did. I had a couple of evenings where I played like a single like thing, right? I think object. And then I just put it down because I was like, wow, that was a lot of thinking. That was actually pretty tricky. I'm going to put this down today and I'm going to come back to it tomorrow. And I did. I came back the next day until, like I said, I got kind of to that last one and I was like, oof, this is going to be big. I'm going to need like an hour or 2 or 3 to sit down and think about this, which is kind of cool.
The only thing I wish it had I mean, obviously I can see your stats, but I wish there was a way for me to even see just a screenshot of your design. To say, hey, you know, Chris did this in, you know, half the amount of area that you did, or, you know, whatever. And obviously I'm trying to match it, or I'm trying to do it without looking at your answer. But at a certain point, I just want to be like, okay, what did Chris do? And I think it's caused you and I to have a conversation on like, oh man, we should play this together at the same time so that we can see what each other did. But it would be nice if it was in the game, where just to say, hey, you know, this is Chris's solution. This is how he got these scores. And it'd be nice to just pop that up instead.
I think you could do a variation on that where you give basically a shadow of the layout. So like just show me the footprint of all of the initial state placements of things, and then don't tell me if they are, you know, the grabbers or the drills or the whatever. And then kind of make you, I don't know, guess, I guess, but like figure it out. But like know that would show you the footprint, like the area footprint, without giving away kind of what all of the placements of the stuff is.
You were right, though, that this game definitely a game to play at a computer, sitting down with a mouse and keyboard.
Oh, absolutely.
There are some very powerful keyboard shortcuts that have saved me. That some of the mouse keybinds are important. So I haven't gotten to play this while I've traveled, but I look forward to getting back to it when I get home.
Yeah, I actually did one of them on the Steam Deck. I did one puzzle on the Steam Deck, and it just kind of started to hurt my hands after a little while. Because you have to use the triggers to click and stuff, and you have to use the touchpads, which is an awkward place for your thumbs to be. And you just have to constantly be using the touchpads. And so do not recommend for Steam Deck. Last episode, I mentioned, revealed, I guess they say on YouTube, that I had gotten Game Pass again and was playing Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4. I have played a few sessions of Tony Hawk, and I have a few thoughts about that. I have not played anything else on Game Pass, though, so I'm sorry that I have not yet played Clair Obscur or any of the other great games that we talked about on Game Pass.
Oh, well, okay. Then we have nothing to talk about.
Hey, I played Tony Hawk.
I've seen some people play it. I'll tell you, I never played Tony Hawk 3 or 4, but how are you enjoying it?
Honestly, a little bit less than I expected. Like, it's a little bit weird.
Oh, okay. That's a different experience than you had with 1 and 2, right? Like, because you really did enjoy like those remakes.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. Maybe I had better like muscle memory for 1 and 2, but I played 3 the most, I think, of all of them. And I'm kind of wondering if some of it is that I don't like the upscaling or like the refreshing that they did, the graphical stuff that they did to the levels, right? I mean, obviously, if they used the existing graphics, they would have looked terrible from 2000 or whenever the Tony Hawk 3 came out. But like it just something about it, and maybe it's the controls or something. I think it's the same kind of general controls as 1 and 2. But I think it was a different company that did the port. Like I think the original was 1 and 2 was a different porting company or whatever. So I'm wondering if there's something subtly different in the engine, but I'm just not feeling as proficient, I guess I'll say, with Tony Hawk 3 and 4 than I did with 1 and 2. Like 1 and 2, I like breezed through it and did super well. 3 and 4, I'm doing decently well, but like they started to do things where they were a little bit more picky about like interacting with the levels and doing stuff like specific things in the levels. And I think I'm finding that a little bit harder than I remember. Mostly to go for completion, not just to go for like high scores and stuff. Like high scores, I guess, whatever, you can do combos and whatnot, and they're similar, but it just doesn't feel quite as good as 1 and 2.
Okay. I mean, I assume you're still going to finish it or try to get through it.
Yeah, I'm going to play a decent amount of it. Like I'm going to play some more of it. I've done almost everything in Tony Hawk 3. I haven't really started Tony Hawk 4, but I'm taking a slower pace through it than I did through 1 and 2. 1 and 2, I think I beat the whole thing in like a day and a half.
And because this is Game Pass, you're playing on your PC, or have you gotten this to run on any other device?
So I'm playing on my PC, but I am kind of disappointed by that experience because I have to play with the Xbox controller. I know we talked last time about it not working well with the PlayStation controllers, but I haven't had a chance, or I haven't had the kind of gumption to install the weird driver thing that makes the PS4 controller or PS5 controller fake out as an Xbox. But I don't really want to do that. Like I just want it to work with the buttons. Because if you do the emulation thing, then I think it's going to show the like Xbox buttons when you're pressing the PlayStation buttons. And I would like it to show the X and square and circle and all that stuff. But I think that may be a factor here, because I think I played 1 and 2 with a PlayStation controller and I really enjoyed that experience. And so now having to play it with the Xbox controller it doesn't feel the same for me.
Has there been any like details or announcements that they are working on it?
I haven't seen anything. I mean, I was searching like right when it came out, like the first like 3 days the game was out, and nobody really had any good options there. I will check again. I haven't looked again in the last week or two. I'll have to check again and see if there's any developments. But a lot of things talk about like using Steam input if you can, but like this is on Game Pass, so it's not on Steam. And so maybe I can add it as a non-Steam game and try to like get it to work with like the Steam input layer. But it's weird. It doesn't work, and I don't like it. Anyway, it's all in all, it's a fine port. Like it's decent, but it's not hitting the same way that 1 and 2 did. I don't know why.
Yeah, I mean, that's really interesting. You were excited about it. It's probably playing a larger part than kind of is firstly obvious. Just because, I don't know, you get into a mode and you expect certain key combinations or certain feel in your hand, right? Like the positioning of the sticks on the controller being different or whatever it is. It's just I can imagine a scenario where like getting it to work with a PlayStation will change the whole experience.
Yeah, so maybe I just need to suck it up and try harder and get that to work, and that will make it better. Because there are actually several differences of those controllers, and I like them both well enough. But like, I want to play Rocket League using an Xbox controller, but I want to play Tony Hawk using a PlayStation controller. Like they're just certain things that just need to be done with certain controllers.
I totally get that.
So Anyway.
Well, I mean, the other option is to maybe put it down for a little bit and let them, hopefully add that support and maybe try something else on Game Pass while you're at it.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, because I'll tell you, Clair Obscur is pretty good on an Xbox controller. So,
Is that a controller game? I didn't really realize.
I think it says right at the beginning that it's recommended with a controller. I think you can certainly play with mouse and keyboard, but the timing, again, because it's kind of a quick time event, turn-based thing, I think it feels really good on a controller, and I would recommend. Just in my experience, I think it worked. It played really well on an Xbox controller, so I think that's the way to go for that game.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see. Maybe I'll do that, or I'll just put it down for a little while. Or there is always kind of the nuclear option. I could just buy it on PS5.
Yeah, you could.
But that's a $50 investment, and I don't think I'm quite $50 interested in this. There is a game that I am more than $50 interested in, though. It was, in fact, $70 interested in, and that is Donkey Kong Bananza.
Yes, a $70 purchase. A first-party, not on sale, day one AAA game purchase.
Yeah, I didn't actually think to look and see if Humble had their little discount that they do sometimes, but I don't think they did.
I highly doubt it. I also forgot because I don't know if this is news to you or anything, but I also bought DK Bananza right off the rip. Maybe not exactly day one, but I did buy it digitally from the Nintendo store and have it downloaded and have played it on my Switch.
Nice. Yeah, I pre-ordered it from the Switch store. It turns out, I'm looking right now, Humble does have it for 10% off if you have the Humble Choice thing. So I guess we missed out, but oh well.
That's okay, because I think right at the top, I will say I'm happy to support this game. I think it's probably worth its price tag.
Yeah, that is also my assessment as well. I was very skeptical of the smashy kind of gameplay experience, but it works.
It does. I mean, it's not everything to the game. I think it's kind of that core mechanic that underlies the whole game, but it's not. That's not the depth of it either. The game itself, the mechanics, the play, everything else goes deeper than just go smash everything.
Yes, that's true. That's very true.
But certainly, if that's what you wanted to do, that's what you can do.
Oh yeah, no, totally. I mean, they give you that thing right at the beginning where they you're in a level and you just kind of smash your way around stuff, and then they put you in that room full of gold, and you have to not have to, but you want to smash all the gold.
Yeah, yes, I did most of it.
So that was a really good intro. Although, did you feel like I did, where it was kind of a slow start?
Yeah, I felt that. At the start of the game, I could feel definitely that they were trying to introduce you to mechanics, and I felt the need to explore probably a lot more than I needed to. Mm-hmm. And that I think really slowed the pace of the game down. And then even into the first levels, the first bits of the first levels, I felt that I wanted the game to progress faster. And again, I think this had a little bit of to do with me kind of going every nook and cranny like I typically do, by instinct when I first start a game. But I think the game does a couple of things later, and I don't know if this is kind of where you were going. As you play more and more, I feel like the pacing gets better because not so much that you're on a track and it kind of gently nudges. I don't know if you felt this, but I felt like it was gently nudging me more towards just go main storyline and come back later. Because I think you start to experience stuff where either you can't do it or it's not immediately obvious how to do it. And I was like, okay, well, this is going to be one of those scenarios where I'm going to come back later. And so I started to feel the pace pick up certainly after the end of the first real level.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's also where I think it kind of started to kick in. I am doing a little bit more of the if I see anything, I'll go try to find it. If I happen to see, using the little hand clap thing or whatever, if I see something, I will go try to get it. mostly because I am pretty bad at navigating these levels. And I know there's a nice 3D map and stuff, but like I get lost and I find myself running around and like in a circle and coming back to places I know I've been because I've smashed it up or whatever. And so I feel like if I see something, I have to go for it or else I will never find it again. Yeah,
no, I totally agree. I have found myself kind of walking in circles and being like, where did I come from? Particularly, I mean, especially you go underground and you come back out on the surface and you're like, where am I? What happened?
Oh yeah, forget it. You're lost forever.
But on the flip side, because part of me feels like, oh my gosh, anything could be buried anywhere on any of these levels, and I could literally dig out this entire level. So I started really slow, being really nervous that I was going to miss something, right? Like, oh man, I don't dig everywhere. I'm going to miss something. I'm not going to find it. But I think that fear has kind of, as I played more and more, that fear kind of started to drift a little bit. And I started to just be like, I'm just going to play the game. And I know at the end of it, there's going to be a list of bananas that I need to go back and get. That's how Super Mario Odyssey worked. And I had fun going back and revisiting old levels. So I'm just going to focus on kind of moving forward, and I'll come back later. And that has made the pace and the experience a lot better for me.
Yeah, I guess I've started to do that a little bit. It also doesn't hurt that I'm in a area right now that I'm not a huge fan of. Like, I'm not really enjoying as much as the other area. So that's helping me to kind of beeline through it to kind of get to the other side so that I can get onto the next area that hopefully is more fun or interesting. How far are you in this game? Like, how much have you played? Like, how many levels or worlds or whatever have you seen?
I am near the end of sub-level 200s.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So it's like second major area, I would say, past the tutorial.
Okay. Yeah, I am like on number like 800.
Okay.
Or 700 or something.
I played it for about whatever the battery length of a Switch is. I played it for that long.
Okay.
Because I played it on my plane ride here, where I am now. And once the Switch died, I put it down. But I played it solid, like straight through. And I think that's a testament to the game that I continue to want to play. Like it's not that I wanted to put it down. I played until the Switch died. And I want to pick it back up. I think on my plane ride home, I'm going to play it. I'm making sure that the Switch 2 is charged, ready to go. And this is one of those things that I may not finish right away, but probably every time I get onto a plane or some kind of travel, that I think this is going to be the thing I pull out. I used to pull out Mario Kart. I don't know if it's gonna be so good that I play at home, right? And I take time away from what I could be doing, spending on my PC. But I have started to hear, I started to hear and see the reviews of this game come in. And apparently the third act is just wild, and just takes either a turn or applies some kind of story beat that is just wild for a DK game. And I'm very excited to get there. I will see if I'm motivated enough to do it at home.
Okay. Yeah. I've been playing like, I don't know, maybe a half hour before I go to bed. And I'll get myself to kind of what I consider a stopping point. So like I'll find one of those little like challenge areas or whatever, like challenge levels or something, like the little triangle door or maybe even the circle one. And I'll basically stop right in front of one of those so that I know that when I pick it back up, I have a very clear next thing to do. And so I'll leave it there.
So help me with that then, because there are checkpoints in the game, but I'm always afraid to like turn it off while I'm not at a checkpoint. So I can turn it off standing anywhere and it's fine.
You can turn off the Switch too anywhere you want. I mean, it goes into a sleep mode. Like
and where I am in the world when I turn it back up stays, even though I'm not at a checkpoint.
I don't know what happens if your Switch totally dies or if you do a software update. I'm not sure what the what the save situation is there. Like, I don't know how many breadcrumbs it drops, but I know that for me, where my Switch isn't dying in between play sessions, right? I just push the power button when I'm done, and I just push the power button again when I want to play some more, and then I just push the button 3 times or whatever, and it just comes right back to where I was.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, that encourages me to probably do more of what you're talking about. Shorter sessions.
Right, you can just play for 20 minutes or whatever, and as long as your Switch battery is not dead, then it'll retain the state as long as it doesn't kind of reboot. I expect that like every minute or two, it probably is dropping a little save state, I think, but I don't know. I'm not paying close attention to the little save icon in the bottom left corner.
Have you died at all in the game? Have you gotten to the point where you actually reset to a checkpoint or whatever?
Yes, but most of the time when I'm dying, it's because of the challenges, not because of something in the open world.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know that I've died to the open world. I did die to the first boss, I guess it is. But I was already pretty low on health. And I would say that was the first instance of combat that was even remotely hard.
Sure. I mean, the kind of cheap way to do that is to use the Bananza powers, and you can kind of brute force your way through some of that.
Yeah, I have found that I almost feel like it's cheating. At least the first one you get, you're just like, really? Like, that's just me, but stronger. And
you just Hulk out, yeah.
Is it just easy mode? And that's kind of how I felt when I first unlocked it. I'm seeing a little bit more application of it, but in general, when I first unlocked it, I was almost hesitant to turn it on. And for how often you get to activate it, I felt like I was able to activate it almost constantly, and I was like, this doesn't feel quite right yet. So I'm wondering if that'll change the more I play.
I don't use it hardly ever. Like, I don't use the Bananza powers much, at least not the first one you get, unless I am at a place where I look at something and I'm like, man, I probably could find like an explosive something to be able to blow up this concrete, but like it'd just be easier if I push these buttons and smash through it. So
yeah,
I'll do that sometimes, like if it's more convenient. And then also for some boss fights like that one, yes, it does feel a little bit cheap, but also I'm not really playing this game for its, stellar combat mechanics. So the combat is actually probably my least favorite part of this game, because it feels kind of imprecise and non-deterministic. So I would rather get back to like looking for bananas and like doing the platforming challenges and stuff, as opposed to combat in this game.
I agree. The charm of this game is the collectibles. I think. I mean, maybe a little bit of the story and progressing it, and the worlds, the environments. But the most fun that I'm having is, and I think the most fun that I will have after I complete the story, is definitely like go get everything.
Yeah, pretty much. Have you been 100%ing those little triangle doors, the platforming challenges or whatever you want to call them?
Yeah, I have been. Everything I've come across so far, I've been able to complete. I don't think anything's been super difficult, but when I go into a room and it's like, hey, there are 3 bananas in this room and I only found 2 of them, I'm not leaving until I find that third one. That's
how I am too. I'm like, well, as previously mentioned, I'll never find that door again. Although I think it does mark on the map, but whatever. And I do just want to have it checked off and have it done. And I get satisfaction from having them be completed.
I don't know if this is a super spoiler or anything, but I was surprised to see skill points or some kind of like meta progression mechanic other than just unlocking new powers or whatever. Again, kind of comparing to my other favorite kind of, I'll call it 3D Mario game, right? Like Odyssey. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't remember a skill point system in that game. The progression, the fun, the change, the next thing was all about the world and the environment and puzzles and things like that. But this added element of skill points in the game. I'm not going to spoil anything about what happens with it, but I was surprised to see that system at all. Pleasantly surprised.
That wasn't a spoiler. Like they definitely showed that in the Nintendo Direct for the game. and like it was definitely a known thing, and people were speculating as like, why are they doing this? This is interesting. Like they don't usually do this kind of progression-y stuff. They kind of give you all the tools in the beginning, kind of thing. But I think you kind of need it for a game like this because it lets them make things a little bit gated behind those skill points, or like you can kind of get a little bit of player agency to kind of choose how you spec out your character, so to speak. I haven't checked. Can you like spend them differently or like reset your skill points? Or I've never tried to go backwards.
I don't know if there's a way to reset them. I do know that like the first 3 that you get are very like gated. Like you must get these 3, and like they give you enough bananas to get those 3 first.
Sure.
And you know, as you go on in the game, I think, you know, there's some player choice, but it's a little linear. And I'm sure as you go even further past where I am, it opens up even further into, okay, how are you actually playing? But so it felt a little linear, even though it gave you some choice at the beginning. But I have not found a way to go back or reset anything. I haven't felt the need to do that either, but I'm not as far as you are.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a reason to respec. It just is kind of just a curiosity that I was just pondering as we were talking. Everything is like, you get the bananas. If you're looking for bananas, you get bananas fast enough that you can just be like, okay, the next skill point I get, I'm going to go for this.
Right.
And that's fine. Although they do start to cost like several skill points, which means you need 5 bananas per skill point, which means you need, 15 bananas or whatever to get something that costs 3 skill points. So that can be a little bit, I don't know, more challenging, but not impossible by any stretch.
Does there ever become a need for gold? I feel like I'm constantly gathering it in the early game and never doing anything with it.
Gold is really interesting. So when you die, you lose 500 gold. If you're playing on like normal mode or whatever. And which also happens when you're in those little challenges, which is annoying as all get out for me. Because I'm just like, man, I just want to keep trying this thing. And like, you just watch your money dwindle and you're like, man, I shouldn't keep going, but I really want to keep going and I'm going to run out of gold. Except you get gold so fast that it doesn't matter. There was something in the early, I think it was in the early couple levels, and maybe you haven't seen it yet, but there's something where it's like, that'll be 2,000 gold to build this thing or whatever it was, some very high number of gold. And I looking at my total, I'm like, I have 8,000 gold. 2,000 gold is like a quarter of my gold. That's a lot of gold. And then I was like, but I think I have to do this to progress. So I did. And then like 3 minutes later, I had my 2,000 gold back. Like it was no big deal.
Yeah.
So I would say that they do a nice job of like sourcing and sinking the gold, I guess I'll say. Like they have enough kind of stuff in the world that costs, some amount of gold that it doesn't make you have like 100,000 gold. But I hover around, somewhere between 7,000 and 10,000, I would say, most of the time. But it definitely fluctuates. Like it's not just constantly going up. Also, I don't know if you've noticed, but there's a little bit of a sneaky game that they play, I think, with the amount of physical gold quantity that any given sprite of gold in the 3D world is worth.
Oh, yeah. It's very clear that it's not consistent.
No, I think that they just kind of, it's like whose line is it anyway? They just kind of make it up. Points don't matter. It's just fun to smash stuff, and then you get little numbers that go up, and then sometimes they go up by big numbers, and sometimes they go up by little numbers. And there's really no rhyme or reason that I can tell to what goes up by a single gold or what goes up by, a dozen.
I also love, for some reason, they felt the need to have a decimal place in the amount of gold you have.
Right. Like, come on. Like, you spend it in integer values and there's no point in having a decimal there, but whatever. It's fine.
Have you used any of the power-ups yet? So early game, you get, I don't think this is a huge spoiler, but you get balloons, which allow you to return back to your, an area that was above you. I have not used one of them yet. Have you used any?
Balloons, you don't push a button to deploy them. If you are about to fall to your death, they bring you back to where you were.
Okay. All right. I misunderstood that a little bit.
They're more of an insurance policy than a kind of like deployable thing. And so there's a particular, and you may not be there yet, or maybe you just did it better than I did. But there is a particular triangle challenge world or whatever you want to say, that has where you like hang from like grating, right? And you have to like walk along the grating like by hanging, and to get to the kind of secret, like the middle banana, right, of the 3 bananas in that level, it's tricky. Like it's hard, or at least I found it hard, because some of it's with the camera is a little bit janky and like, things are a little bit weird. I died there a couple of times, and then I started getting some balloons. I think I may have left and bought some balloons and come back. And that made it significantly less frustrating, because that means that when you fall off of that level and you fall to your death, you don't die. You go back to, essentially a little checkpoint. And also you don't have to wait for the little black screen and the little deduction screen and all that stuff for the dying. You get to skip all of that, and it just, the balloon deploys and you just kind of drags you. It's like Mario Kart, right? Where when you go off the course, they put you back. It's the same kind of deal. And then you get to try again. And the balloons are much more economical than the 500 gold that it would cost if you died. Because you can get a 10 pack of balloons for 400 gold, I think, and it costs 500 gold to die once. So highly recommend. Like, I think I keep about 30 balloons with me just in case.
Oh, wow. Okay.
They're cheap,
maybe I'll go
right?
buy a couple more.
Gold is plentiful. Like it's easy. So I was just like, why don't I just have enough of these that I never have to think about this?
Yeah, that's fair. Okay. Now that I understand them a little better, I may go buy a couple packs.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you have lots of gold. Like, again, gold comes so easy that it's not a big deal. And it just makes you feel better because you're not losing 500 gold every time you fall.
You mentioned camera there a second ago. I have found, I think that was one of the early reviews, like first look, people playing it, that the camera was a little wild. I have found that the camera isn't always perfect, but I haven't found that it takes away from the game too much. I mean, I think there has been one or two frustrating scenarios with me, but I find that actually pretty impressive with how dynamic the terrain and world that you are in can be.
Right, exactly. Yeah, it's a really strong camera game, I would say, especially because they are very willing to give you the kind of transparent X-ray view of the world very quickly and without much like fuss. Which I think really helps alleviate a lot of that, because I can just kind of orbit the camera a little bit and usually figure out where I'm going or what I'm doing. Sometimes it's a little bit of like spoilery or whatever you want to say. Like it's a little bit like it shows too much. But I mean, that's just kind of part of the charm of this game.
Overall, I mean, this game has gone from I'm not interested in this at all, Chris said, 5 episodes ago, to we have now both purchased this game, played it, and I mean, I don't want to speak for you, but I am impressed and happy and, very much enjoying my time with it. I think that's quite a turnaround. And it's turning out, in my opinion, to be, I mean, it should have come with the release of the Switch, but I don't know if it was delayed or if this was all the plan from the get-go. But this is, this game is turning out to be a good reason to go pick up a Switch 2.
Yeah, I actually think it's funny that the system seller, right, Mario Kart, that they bundled with the thing, turned out people are less happy with it because of the way that they did various things. We talked about that before. And then this game, which was supposed to, well, everybody thought was going to be kind of the, yeah, fine, whatever, give kids something to smash and, play, mash buttons and do stuff. This is turning out to be like the game, right? The game. It's just funny that those are like switched. Like it's just, I mean, switch, but they're not in the positions you would have expected.
Yeah.
But there are still people that are talking about there being a 3D Mario game coming, and I'm not sure I believe them. Like, or that there would be one like this year, because originally people were like, oh yeah, they're gonna like announce something and it's gonna be holiday season, like a 3D Mario game. It was like, now having seen Donkey Kong, I'm like, I don't know if they need it. Like, I think you could probably go to next holiday season and save your kind of 3D Mario if you wanted to play it strategically.
I agree. I think that's entirely possible. However, I will say at least in the last year or two, the pace of Nintendo games has seemed to quicken. I don't know. Maybe it was last year or the year before. I feel like they were putting out like a game every 2 months, and they weren't small games. They were big games. Maybe not as big as a full-fledged like 3D Mario game, but we got a lot in rapid succession, and it was kind of impressive. So I wouldn't say I would be surprised for that rumor to come true about a 3D Mario game, holiday 2025. But I agree with you. I think that this DK Bananza game is filling that role very well, and we could go a while without seeing a 3D Mario game and be pretty satisfied.
That's not to say I don't want more Switch 2 games. I just don't know if they would follow this with that. But it definitely does make it worth, like, I know that a couple episodes ago you were doubting kind of like having a Switch 2, but it sounds like you're kind of turned around on that.
Yeah, I'm glad I think I said it's an investment into the future of entertainment for me. And this is the perfect case, right? I spent $70 on a game, which is more than I generally like to spend on games. But, it's first party AAA, right at release, Nintendo game. It's never going to go on sale. So maybe I could have spent slightly less through Humble, but I have the system that can play that game, and that's what I meant. Is this game came out, it got way better reviews and early impressions, and your early feedback was, hey, this is worth it, and I was able to just go buy it and play it, and I think that's what I wanted. And yeah, I'm happy with it. I think I'm happy that I was able to play it on the plane. I didn't realize how long the plane ride was, which means I was having a good time. And
that's great.
I'm excited to play it on the way home.
Nice.
Chris, do you know of anyone out there that wants a Switch 2 that has not been able to get one yet?
I am not aware of anybody that is still waiting to get one, that didn't have the opportunity to buy one.
Me neither. I've been asked a couple of times, is the Switch 2 worth getting? And my initial answer was no. Nope, don't go get one. And this game has done what it was supposed to. It changed that opinion slightly. It says, well, maybe not, but there's this really good game out for it now that's exclusive to the Switch 2. And if it's something that you're interested in, yeah, it's starting to be worth it, because it will continue to be a good console for a long time. And now there is a specific reason for a good game that I recommend on it. So yeah, that conversation has shifted. And I wonder if it has convinced or changed anyone's opinion to say, okay, well, now it's time to go get a Switch 2 to play this game and for all of the more future things that are coming out. That on top of the fact that you have said that, the games for Switch run beautifully on the Switch 2. And, I think a lot of people like the Zelda games and they run like actual games now. So all of that put together, I wouldn't be surprised to see another surge of Switch sales and conversation around the Switch. And that's why I said I think that you could say that this Donkey Kong Bonanza game release was because the game was delayed, or you could say this was all a part of their plan. They wanted the Switch to launch, and then the conversation died down, and then they released this game, which they knew was an absolute banger, and the conversation has shifted and started up again, and that's what their plan was all along. So I think that might be the case. I don't know. I could give them that much credit, but I guess I'm interested in what other people think, and particularly if you don't have a Switch 2 yet and you've been thinking about it, has DK Bonanza shifted your opinion at all? You can let us know by joining our Discord, which you can get to at discord.pnapodcast.com.
If you want to find any of our older episodes or read our show notes, you can visit our website at pnapodcast.com. That's P, the letter N, the letter A, podcast.com.
If you're enjoying the show and you would love to show some support for how hard we work to bring you episodes every other Thursday, recording on the road, live on a location, you can share this podcast with other people, and that would be great.
Thanks for listening, everyone. We'll talk to you next time from home. So how was your experience, other than the battery dying, playing the Switch 2 on the plane? Was there enough room on the tray table? Did you play handheld? Did you play with the Pro controller? What was the situation?
I played The kickstand is amazing. I've only ever experienced the bad Switch 1 kickstand.
Because the Switch 2 kickstand is not quite as good as the OLED kickstand.
Not quite. Yeah. It's the Switch. I think it's amazing. It was perfect. It was exactly what I wanted it to be. But I do not have a case on it. And I did not play. Oof. I played for maybe 10 minutes with it in like kind of handheld mode. But what I did most of the plane ride was put it out on the tray table and play with a Pro Controller. Yeah.
Okay. And a Pro Controller 1, not a Pro Controller 2.
Correct. Yeah, Pro Controller 1.
Nice.
I'll get a Switch 2 Pro Controller eventually, but I haven't needed it yet.
Yeah. No, I got one because I had gift cards and things and ability to do it, but like I don't find it to be strictly necessary by any stretch.
I will say, and this you're gonna cringe. You're gonna curl up into a little ball when I tell you this. I am currently transporting my Switch 2 by throwing it in the front pocket of my backpack. Does
it have like a sock or something to cover
nothing.
It? Like,
nope, it's just there. It's just out.
Oh my gosh, that's.
Yeah, I knew you would get.
I don't like it.
It's been fine. I mean, it worked fine. The screen's fine. Whatever. It's. Right, I don't love this situation, but it's. I've been careful, and it's worked out fine so far.
Interesting, because I would have at least, if I were you, I would have at least put it in my Steam Deck case.
Nah. There's a Steam Deck in my Steam Deck case.
Oh, did you bring your Steam Deck too?
No, I did not. I did bring my ROG Ally though.
Oh, well, okay. Anyway, that you're a monster, but that's fine.
Can I redeem myself a little bit?
You can try.
I have I don't know if it's called pre-ordered, but I have now purchased a Switch 2 Kill Switch.
Aha. Okay. All right. That's a good redemption story. I guess.
Right, so I redeemed myself a little bit. It does not ship until August. I don't know when it's exactly going to ship, but within the next 30 days or so. But I did purchase one. I did purchase the $100 bundle, get everything. It will be here. I will use it. I'm particularly interested in the grips on the Joy-Cons because I think it'll make it for a better experience. But I that cover, that's really what I'm looking for, and I think it's going to be a good solution.
I will say also the screen protector is really nice. The glass screen protector was very easy to apply and is very, very nice. I don't know if you got that too, but
all included. Yeah, good. I mean, good. That was, I don't ever put a screen protector on anything. I don't put. I mean, I'm also the kind of guy, and you know this. I don't put a case on my phone. I don't.
Right. Sure.
I don't do that. So
it's just that the Switch screen is like made of like jelly. I don't know. It's
it's not. Yeah.
I was nervous about it.
Well, it's got that like film on the top of it that some people have ripped off, right? Like you're not supposed to, but so yeah, I mean it scratches pretty easily.
Exactly, and that's why I had pre-ordered a Kill Switch 2, and I got it, and I have it, and I didn't get subjected to the weirdness of the detaching Joy-Cons. I got lucky, I guess. But they sent an email. You, I guess, probably didn't get it because you ordered it later. But like, they sent an email to me and said like, "Hey, we've fixed our design, and we're going to send everybody that already bought one of these things the new design, and all orders going forward are going to be the new design, with something that's a little bit, I guess, it's better in some way." Which I'm looking forward to. And now I guess I'll have maybe 2 sets of grips, which is good if I ever get another set of Joy-Cons. Because then I can use the Joy-Con, the grips on both. And then also they said that they have added some kind of friction padding or something to the dock adapter to make it so that you can lift the Switch 2 off of the dock one-handed, which is, certainly something it doesn't work great, but I don't know that that's the biggest deal in the world. Like people are making a big deal out of it, but that's not as big a deal as like you can't pick it up by the right Joy-Con. Which mine, like I said, is fine, but there are people online who were having that problem. So I'm glad that and I knew they would, like, I knew they would fix it somehow. But Dbrand is doing their thing and they're, being all sarcastic on Reddit and stuff. But in the end, they are actually fixing the problem and they are sending it to everybody that already bought one of these things for free. So good for them.
Yeah. Even though you said you haven't had the problem, so you wouldn't have ever requested a replacement.
I mean, if they had given me the offer and said it's free if you request a replacement, I might have requested a replacement to have a second set of grips, just, just cause. But no, I wouldn't have needed to. But now, since they're like, well, we can't really tell who has and who doesn't have the bad ones, then we'll just send everybody the new ones. And I was like, oh, neat.
Yeah, good on them. I mean, they got me to buy one, and I think that's just a testament to how good the case is. I will go out and say, all of this buzz about the Switch 2 kill switch case and how good it is and how much you like it and how much it's working out. Don't tell my girlfriend, but I also bought an Asus ROG Ally X kill switch case.
Oh, nice.
So I have 2 coming in August together, one for each of my handhelds. And I don't know. I'm excited about that. I think it's I don't know. It's perfect.
People really liked the kill switch for the Steam Deck. I didn't know anything about that one, but it's amazing to me that they did it for the Switch, because the way that the Joy-Cons still detach and that these little grip things are still on them is kind of amazing in itself. And the fact that they've now engineered that twice is quite impressive. I'll be interested to see if it matters for the RG, because it's all kind of one piece and it doesn't really have it has some amount of ergonomics to the shaping of it. So I wonder if it makes as big a difference, because it definitely makes a huge difference on the Switch.
Yeah. I mean, I think the Ally is still like a slab, kind of like the Switch. It's thicker for sure, but there still is nothing to wrap your fingers around and claw at on the backside.
Oh, okay. Not like the Steam Deck.
So I think it adds just a little bit of a bump to kind of wrap your hand around. But also, I have no case at all for that thing, so getting the travel cover was the other piece of that.
I see. Okay, the travel cover is neat. Like it's a clever way to do it. It's obviously lighter weight than a case, like the Steam Deck case. So yeah, I
like it. I think the only downside of the whole thing is that you can't bring a charging cable with it. Like the Steam Deck case is really nice because it's got that slot on the back for the charging cable, which I always leave it in there. Like the Steam Deck charging cable is always in that slot on the back of it. It's just a USB-C, but that is where it is. It stays there. So I wish there was some way to do that with this case, but I like you said, the cover, it being a cover that clips on the front to protect the front of it rather than being an entire zipped case is quite appealing to me.
I think you're crazy to want to carry a single purpose, single use molded cable USB-C power brick thing with your Steam Deck. Like I have never traveled with the brick in the back of the case. Like I know it's there. I know it's got the little elastic strap and all that stuff, but I just have optimized my charging life down to little bricks that have USB-C holes on them and then USB-C cables of varying lengths that I can't imagine having something where it's molded on and that's something I bother to pack and travel with.
I have a goal in life to get to where you are, Chris, but I'm not there yet.
Oh man, it is so nice to be able to just be all my stuff charges with the same cables, and it's just it's so nice.
I'm a year or two behind you because I just 2 months ago, a month ago, got an iPhone that has USB-C as charging. So I'm just now ditching the Lightning cable. I have nothing left in my life that has Lightning. Everything now is USB-C because I have new AirPods now too, and because Amazon Prime Day, the AirPods Pro 2 were down to $140 or some insane low price compared to where they normally are. So everything I have in my life now is USB-C for the first time just 2 months ago. So I'm going to get to where you are very quickly.
Okay. Yeah. Once you kind of get there, once you get close, you have to go all the way. And it's amazing. I will also point out that the AirPods case can charge with the watch charger, an Apple Watch charger.
Oh, okay.
Which is also a game changer because it magnets on there and it's just it's easy. So if you want even one less wire sticking out and doing things, you can use your watch charger to charge your AirPods.
Oh, well, I would say for that, I'm all in on that crazy expensive Cube.
Oh, yeah. Love the Cube. I have 2 of them. Maybe soon to have 3
I have
in the
one
house.
of them, and I take it everywhere, and it sits next to my bed. I mean, wherever I am, that thing goes. I need to buy more of them, but it's so expensive.
They're very expensive. I am trying a new, now that we're here in Charging Corner in the after show, I did get a new sort of puck based one, the Anchor one. That's like it's the three things, but they like fold on top of each other a little bit, so it turn into this little pebble. I haven't used it yet, but I'm probably going to take it on my next trip somewhere, because the Cube is also a little bit heavy.
Yes, but I like the heft. That is part of the value of it for me, because you can put your iPhone up, like you can display it up and you know, tilt it. It sits there. It actually holds your phone up. It's also a stand for it, right? And when you try to pull your phone off of it, or you try to pull your watch off of it, the whole thing doesn't come with it. Mm-hmm. And that, I don't know. It's just, it feels good to me to be like that. It just feels like it's more sturdy and all that. I have some of those, you know, pucks or things that fold up and have the triple charging on all three, and they work good. I use them at work or whatever, but I like the Cube. The Cube is like, it's the high end premium perfect charging solution, in my opinion, for Apple, you know, phone, watch, and AirPods all at once.
Do you have the charging case, or not the charging case, the travel case for the Cube? Because I have a Cube travel case.
No, there's a travel case for the Cube.
There are people on Amazon. Yes, you can, like, if you search for the Cube, like some of the listings will be for these little zip cases that have enough space for the brick and the wire and the Cube.
Oh God. Okay.
All in one little package. So I actually have one set of those as my like go Cube, like, so that I can just take it and run.
All right. Well, I may be buying another Cube and a travel case as soon as we get off the phone here.
You're welcome.